So I was just talking to the missus, and I was, for some reason, and like I said, this is more of like a diary type thing when I do this. It's like I said, I really don't care if people watch right now or whenever. This is more for my my daughter when she gets older, and for my future grandkids and all that. If we still have the internet, I love you, grandkids, because I know she's gonna have some, or the other ones will. I know the other ones will. I know the boys will. I want to have another. I want to have another daughter, and I do want a son. I want a junior, but I mean, if I if I didn't have a son, I'd be okay. I'd be fine with that because my daughter's pretty amazing, and my future wife has she has two boys, and I feel eventually that the oldest will come around in time. So there's always hope for that. But she was apologizing like all day, and she had said that she was just messing with me, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like she caught it, but even if she was just messing with me, the the manipulation of that is like I already know like the manipulation could be very dire. It could be very bad on both of our ends. Cause I know me, and that's one thing I don't want. I don't want it to, because I know she's a person that likes to know things. So that's always something that I think about in the back of my mind is how far will she test the manipulation. But I tend to stop it pretty fast because I know how volatile or whatever the word is. I know how bad it gets, and for both of us being mind people, and we just that's just our thing. For both of us to be manipulating each other and just picking apart each other's brains, that would destroy the relationship and destroy us. But we're both so stubborn that I know that we would try to, um, I guess, hold on to it, and that's what that boils down to, and that's why I check it. That's why I check it fast because if we started getting into head games and stuff like that, we would just pick each other apart, and that can't happen because that would pull us into a whole dark abyss of chaos. And just going off her and how she is right now, what I view, she doesn't take losses really, and if she does, she doesn't take them good. She doesn't take them well at all. Um, that's one thing I do love. Is she's not really taking a loss. She's always gonna, and I don't even know, but what I feel and what I see, she's always gonna get her get back at some point. Might not be when people expect it, but eventually it'll come around. Uh, but yeah, I don't know if the manipulation was just like kind of a test to see how I'd react to it, or maybe it was I don't know. It's really kind of it's got me thinking. I can say that for sure. I can say that for sure, 100%. It's got me thinking. Um, I really don't see her diving into that because what's the point in trying to start manipulation and just I don't see it. But just how much of a mind person she is, I am too. So I already kind of see the things. I already see them kind of forming. It's nothing. It's nothing chaotic or nothing that really makes me worry because I know she's still just testing the waters. I think she wants to see how much I can take though. Um, I know that's something she does do. She tests me to see how what button she can press, and I don't mind. As your woman, that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna see what she can do and what she can't. Uh, Certain things I don't like though, because with her apologizing all day, it brought me back to uh, back when I was abusive and when I was controlling, and it made me feel like I was doing that to her, like I was being over controlling, because that's one thing I never want to do. And if I was doing that with her, that's why I had to check. And I'm like, am I being like that with you? Because that's one thing I strive not to ever be like that ever again. Like that part of me, I tried to drown him. Um, like even my baby mom with all the things, I didn't manipulate her, and I didn't mess with her head. I got to a certain point in my life that I wasn't going to allow myself to continue to be like that. Being like that is draining. Having control over a person and just manipulating and all that, that's draining, and it takes away from you as a person. I've done it for years, and that's why I know that that's something that I don't want to. I It can't start with me and her. It can't start with this relationship because I see how we both are. Because I'll let a lot of stuff go, not noticed, but I pay attention to everything. Everything I pay attention to, every bit. And with that being said, people think that I'm soft or they can get away with a lot of stuff, and it's no. I'm just I'm giving you rope because once you do it a certain amount of times, I'm going to call you on it, and then you're going to be like, "Oh, I didn't do that." Now I'm gonna call you a liar because you did it this time, this time, this time, and every time you did this, you did the same thing. I watch everything. Might not, it might not look like it, it might not seem like it, but I pay attention to everything, all the looks, even the ones, the little subtle twitches that people have on their face that they don't think that they're giving off. Every eye twitch, all that, the little, all that, all that. Pay attention to all that. My baby mom, she has an eye twitch. She has that. My baby mom, she got that crazy eye twitch. Like you say something, and the eye get the little ting. It's, yeah, like the cartoon eye twitch, and yeah, it's just things are things are very volatile all around our world. There's a movie I need to watch. I forgot what the movie was called. It was about like the rapture or something and Antichrist. And my girl was telling me about it. It was like from like 25 years ago or something like that. Check out these pillowcases. Big draws. But yeah, just so much stuff is going on in the world, and it's easy to be to fall into the world. It's really easy to fall into the world, and that's one thing I'm trying to stay on top of is not going backwards because it's easy to get into the ways of the world because yeah we're messed up as humans. And honestly, that's what it boils down to. It's easy for us to get into the world because we're humans. And when I was in the world, and when I mean the world, I wasn't when I wasn't following God, and I was just self pleasing. I was so lost in myself and the world and things that did not matter. And when I got to a point where I couldn't hear my gut, my 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 gut feelings were gone, my intuition, all that was gone, and that's where that's where my life was really at a standstill because I didn't have any tools at all. I didn't have no relationship with the Lord, and the gut feeling to me, what's it called, discernment. Granted, it be there, but there's the gut feeling. I think I want to say is something else. But once your gut feeling is gone and like your moral compass, once that's gone, it takes a long time. It takes a long time to get it back. It takes a really long time to get it back because the moral compass is kind of everything. Especially when you've been hurt so much as a as a as a youth and you grow into it, all you do is get worse and worse. Um, yeah, I was lost for a long time. Like really looking back at it, I was lost for a good chunk of my life, and just no direction. That was it. I didn't know where to go. And then when you have when you have people telling you stuff, and what they're telling you is to not do the things that you're doing, especially if you're older and you're past that section of life, you have to be able to connect to the person that you're talking to, because yeah, if not, it's gonna go on deaf ears. I almost think I like it better like this, where just one or two people will just pop on and pop off. I kind of like that. I can't lie, because I ain't got to worry about entertaining a lot of people and talk to a whole bunch of people. Granted, I don't be having a lot of people on my lives anyway. They just pop in and pop out just like that. I like that, because I don't get nervous. I really don't watch the number anyway. I just be talking, because talking in front of the camera for some reason is weird. I think it is a beautiful thing, because years ago I could not look at myself. I would not be able to look in this camera and talk at all. I wouldn't be able to look at myself or nothing. I hated myself, and it sounds bad, but when you're such a bad person, and I beat myself up. When you're such a bad person, it'll get to a point where you're just disgusted with yourself and you don't want to look at yourself. Never wanted to hurt myself or nothing like that, but there's times where I didn't care what happened, and that's why you gotta kind of respect everybody that you walk past, because you don't know who is next to you. That stranger that's walking past you. You never know who he is. You don't know what he's done. You don't know where he's at currently. You don't know where he's at mentally, because there's a lot of times where I would be out and there was no reason for me to be out at all. I was not looking for a problem, but didn't care if one arose. And people like that are are reckless, and those people don't care. Honestly, they don't care about nothing. I just cover up my girls. Uh, well, there's that. But I mean, I don't know. All I could do is pray for the best and continue to pray. I need to get I'm back on my studying, because I've been letting my studying just kind of go lax. That's not It's not something to do. And I don't know who's gonna end up watching this, but if you can get some silver or get some gold and try to get away from the American dollar as much as possible. If you don't want to buy gold or silver, buy bullets, buy top ramen, because top ramen is something that's gonna pretty much last forever. Water filters, because once the dollar dies, it's dead, and we're gonna have another weird currency. Most likely, it'll go to a digital dollar, And if we go to a digital dollar, that means that the government has full control over us if we go to a digital dollar. And that's what I feel like that's what they're shooting for, and that's why our dollar is bottoming out. Our dollar's worth 3 cents, 4 cents. So I would say take the bulk of your money, not the bulk of your money, but the money that you could, the money that you would F off, take that and put it into something. Like yeah, put it into put it into ammo. Like get you a little rinky dink little 22 or something. Get you something. And I've been pushing people trying to get firearms since uh yeah, before 114, because I knew in my heart that 114 was gonna pass. I just don't see how we have so many people on the outskirts of Portland and all these small towns, but Portland votes for no guns. They vote for 114. I can't understand it. I don't understand why they did it. But if they want to pass a law, they'll pass the law. It doesn't matter what we vote. It's like with uh, with this next election, if we have one, I don't believe Trump's gonna win. I really don't. And I believe if he did, so if he did, I believe they would kill him. If he didn't, Biden's still gonna be in office, and the world or the United States, well, the world would see that it's rigged because of right now he's winning. Trump is winning right now. Don't let anybody tell you nothing different. Trump is winning right now. So if he were to, and he's winning by a landslide, if he were to lose, they would see that it's rigged. And I don't believe it neither because NATO is trying to have Ukraine join, and if NATO if NATO lets Ukraine join, NATO is automatically at war with Russia. No election, automatically, automatically. And they haven't said anything about us going to war. All all the other countries are preparing their citizens for war. Our government hasn't said anything to us. Why are they not saying nothing to us? They're, our borders are wide open, and people are so stuck on just biting this, and like okay, forget the politics. F the politics. Don't worry about Trump or Biden. At the end of the day, look at our country. Look at the state that our country is in. F the presidents. F everything else. Look at the state of our country. Period. Doesn't matter what color you are. Look at the state of it. It is being overrun. We're being taken over, and it's not being talked about. They're coming from Canada and Mexico. What do you mean? Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's seeing it. It's not a nobody cares. Everybody's stuck in their because our economy is so bad. So our eyes are just trying to survive. We're all in survival mode right now, and they're doing so many things, and nothing is being talked about. They're trying to ban TikTok. Why are they banning TikTok? Because that is one of the biggest ways that we can all communicate, all of us. Man, like I said, if you have extra money, try to put it away into something that you can hold. Because I forgot what country it was, but there was a country where they went to sleep and woke up and their money was worthless. It was a couple years ago. I want to say it was in Central America, and yeah, they woke up and their money was worthless. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine having the money that I have, and I don't have a lot of money, but I got some money, and I can't buy bread with it. I can't buy a loaf of bread. A loaf of bread is $300. What? What do you mean? But this is why I put come on, come on. There we go. This is why things like this, because eventually, at some point, these are going to be worth more than money, guaranteed. And it's yeah, it's it's so many things that people aren't thinking about. Because my future wife, she wants me to move to Washington. I really do. Now I'm going to, but I have to get all my gun parts before I move up there because they don't want you to buy, or they don't allow people to buy gun parts. So basically, once your gun breaks up there, it's broke. That's it. There's nothing else. And there's so many laws. You know, I need to look into this big bill that just passed, the TikTok bill that was with the Ukraine and sending the money to Israel and all that stuff. That's how they passed the TikTok bill. I'm pretty sure they passed it in that bill. And that's how they slip in all these bills that mess us up and that we just don't know about because they put it in with something that everybody would want. So everybody's just quick to sign off on it. And they have these when they do the bills, they do them like super late at night. Why would you have these? Why would you have this vote super late at night at the end of the night so people hear about it in the morning? Why would you do that? Why is everything done? Why is things being done in the dark? They shouldn't be. And I was watching a video earlier, and I want to say it was Andy with Real Talk. This podcast, it's a really good podcast, and he was saying that back in the day, before back when they had Minutemen and we was under control by Britain or England or whatever, when the tax went up just a nothing, a quarter, we were out in the streets. We were tripping. Back in the day, we wouldn't have stood for this. And they've made they've made the man so weak. I've been talking about this for the last 5 days. They've made the man so weak that there's no great men. All the great men are dying. They're all dying. All of them. All your grandpas, your old fathers, they're all dying off. And the men now, what are the men now? The men now are part of the, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of confusion. The men aren't men no more. The men want to be feminine. The women want to be masculine. The food's messed up. Do you know that our testosterone, so my testosterone, all the average men, our test. Oh no, it's not even my testosterone because I'm out of the age range. So the testosterone that is in a male from 16 to 22. So when your stuff is just raging, the testosterone now in male in his prime is the testosterone level of a man in his 60s back in the 70s. And yeah, they're killing the man. There are no, the great men are dying off. Somebody has said we won't be slaves, but our kids will be slaves. I feel that. the that's what I'm trying to get out of the city because please don't call me boy. Please don't do that. But yeah, back to the back to the mission at hand. There's no more. The great men are dying, and it's so far gone that we can't repair it. The United States cannot repair it. Oh, you good? You good? But yeah, I don't even know if we can repair it. The only way we can repair it is we have to turn into great men. That's it, and that's what's really been on my heart because once my dad is gone, because both my grandpas are dead. The other man that helped raise me, he's been dead. Once my dad dies, that's another one of the great men that are gone. And my dad isn't even the man. He doesn't even have the manliness of a pinky. And he says that I'm not even a toenail that my grandpa spit out. I'm not even that. Like it's when I look at the things that they did and how much difference because both my grandpas were small men. My grandpa that just passed, he was five. I want to say he was 5'3". He was like 5'5", but he shrunk. And when he died, he was like 5'2", 5'3". But he walked around as he was 5'8". He just a big man, but he was a small man. He didn't demand respect, but he got it. It was just there. It was just all over him. And it's not like that. It's not like that no more. You don't walk down the street and men can't even shake hands no more. Dudes don't even know how to shake hands. Like I see grown men out here sagging, got pants hanging off their butt. What is this? What is this? Y'all aren't kids. Y'all are grown. Like y'all are 45, 50. There's no men no more. And I'm trying to be a great man because I want my kids to be like I want to be like him. And you know, that's another thing. There's so many people that aren't raising their kids. When our kids are made and they're born, we are the first influence that impact their lives. So having a little man or a daughter, you are a superhero to them, and it does not matter if you are a superhero or a villain. It does not matter because to you, you are almost going to be a god to them. You are their everything. So what you do is the biggest influence they are going to have. That's why women get men like their fathers. That's what it is. The way your daughter's treated by a male is the way that you treat their mom, no matter how you look at it. And that's one thing that I learned early with my daughter. Even though me and her mom had the differences, doesn't matter. I always treated her mom good, even when we fought and all the things. None of that mattered because I'm doing it so my daughter sees how a man is supposed to treat a woman, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters at the end of the day. She needs to know how a man treats a woman, because if not, she's gonna be trying to figure out why she can't find a good man and the oh it's fine. We need to stop the it's fine because people keep saying it's fine because they're trying to put a band-aid on a stab wound. You're you're brainwashing yourself to make to make the problems that are in front of you seem okay, to make it seem tolerable. But when you're alone and those thoughts of everything that's happened come back to you, it eats you up because it's not fine. Everybody knows when something's not fine. I understand it's hard to leave situations, but stop saying it's fine because everything, no, it's fine. No, it's not. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not fine. If if you have to continue to say it's fine or it's okay, it's a problem. It's not. I'm really trying to push that out to the world because it's not fine. You're brainwashing yourself, and everybody that does that is brainwashing themselves to make themselves feel better about the situation that they're in. We all can leave a situation. It doesn't matter what it is. And I think about that with my future wife. If it ever got to a point where we're doing the complete opposite of what we're supposed to be doing, like loving each other with nurture, I'm loving her, she's respecting me, and all the things to build a healthy marriage and be continue to be good parents with good communication. If that ever just fell off, if we couldn't fix that, yes, I would leave. Granted, it would hurt. And me and her had that discussion. We had the discussion. Oh, well, basically, her kind of saying, oh, you couldn't, I wouldn't leave. No, it would hurt me. It would hurt you. But I would leave if it got to a point we, where it wasn't working and we were just hurting each other and there was no growth and no, because what we have right now is solid. So whenever it starts to get rocky, it's easy to catch. It's easy to catch. If you're in tune with your relationship and what you guys are doing, because I was getting kind of antsy for a minute because the communication is slowed down. And I'm a person, I would say I'm a needy man, but I just need to know what's going on. Okay. Yeah. I just need to be knowing what's going on. I need to know that we're striving for the same thing still. And we were. But if it ever gets to the point where there's no communication, and that's a big flaw right there, is there's no communication. Or it goes silent for too long and nobody's checking in like, hey, what's going on with you? When those discussions stop being had, that's when your relationship starts to get rocky. When people, oh, I'm not feeling wanted because the other person isn't checking in on the other person. One person can just be focused and that's just what they're on, but you got to communicate. Especially if you're feeling that way, you need to speak on it. Speak on it fast. As soon as you start to feel that way, hey, I've been kind of feeling like you making some space. Is everything cool? Did I do something? No, you didn't do nothing. Okay, well, what's going on? I'm feeling like you ain't trying to really have make space. It's simple things. A lot of it is ego, especially with men. It's egos. There's a lot, and ego is a big thing. But women, because y'all don't be feeling loved, it's a terrible combination between a man's ego and a woman not feeling loved, because our ego will just drive us into the dirt. Oh, I'm not finna bow down to her. I'm not gonna whoop whoop whoop. And oh, I'm not being loved. He shouldn't. He needs to learn to love me. That's what it is. But there's a book called Love and Respect, and women need unconditional love, and men need unconditional respect. And first listening to the book, I didn't understand it, but I understand it now, and it's a really deep book. All you guys should look into it, especially like if you guys are in a relationship or you want to be in a relationship and be a good spouse. It's something to look into. Man, there's so much stuff. I just be rambling, trying to get better with talking on the camera. Uh, People just now got started getting up in here. I'll be in here talking with nobody on here. I don't be tripping. It's cool. I'm just trying to get better talking on camera. Do not talk about my folding. I don't fold good. I'm gonna make my wife fold them all. But yeah, man, it's there's so many things, and I noticed too that a lot of my issues that I have has stemmed from my childhood a lot. So I mean, I know our kids are gonna go through trauma, but a lot we can save a lot and be an example for what we want our kids to accept. Because if you raise your kids off yelling and screaming, that's what they're gonna know. That's how they're gonna communicate. Because I've been with multiple women and that's what they do. They yell. You can't yell at me. I'm not going for it. Why are you yelling at me? You can talk to me. You don't need to yell at me. I take yelling as aggression. I don't yell. I, if I yell, I'm trying to get your attention because something is happening that you don't see, and I'm trying to stop you. I remember one time my daughter was little, and we're playing outside, and her ball goes in the street, and she's on the sidewalk, and there's probably like 5 feet to the street, and she's going, and she steps in the rocks, and I yell her name, and she just stops, she freezes, and she's crying, and I walk up to her, I'm like, "Why are you crying?" And she was like, "Cause you yelled at me." But that's my point. If yelling is an alarm, it's an alarm bell. That's why yelling should not be okay. Yelling shouldn't be in the household. Arguing with your spouse should not be it shouldn't be in front of the kids. It should never be in front of the kids because arguments shouldn't be. It should always be behind closed doors because you don't want your kids to see that as okay because like I said, you're the superhero to your kids. And if they're seeing this is how you talk to your spouse, that's what they're gonna know. So that's how they're gonna treat their future women, their future men. This is how my mom did, this is how my dad did, this is what I'm doing. It's all they know. And believe it or not, all that stuff is deep rooted. Um, whew, yeah, all that stuff is deep rooted. You really got to dig it up because I didn't realize how many things bothered me until I got with my woman because she points out little things, but she doesn't make me feel bad about anything. Um, yeah, I'm trying, but she doesn't make me feel bad about where I am with everything. Uh, that's really a big thing that I love about her is she doesn't make me feel less than, and I don't know. It's a lot. It is a lot at times. That's why I'm pushing so hard to be a a great man. It's not just because of her. I see that there's a lack of great men, and the only way that the world can change, and I mean my world, the United States, where I live at Portland, the only way that can change is if we start doing it. Because I can say whatever, I can say everything, but unless action is done with it, It's nothing. Uh, where's Here we go. Don't mind the closet. Don't look at the closet. That's another thing I gotta get rid of. Gotta stop that. There's so many things, and it's small things. It's small things that we can work on and be better people. I'm just trying to make better people. That's it. That's it. Better yourself as much as you can. Because the world is a cruel place. It's not getting better. They're making us weaker. They're making our minds weaker. They're destroying our kids. And I don't have a problem with the LG. That's all I'm gonna stop at the LG because I don't know the rest of them. But they blew that the LGT. Stop right there. They blew that up so much, and that community is such a small part of the world that they gave them such a huge audience and blew it up so much. It's not that deep. It's really not. It's truly not. Go live your life. That should have been it. Go live your life. It doesn't have to be all the fighting and stuff. It doesn't have to be all that. Just go live your life. Go for what I can't understand it. I can't let them live. I don't understand the fighting. I never understood what the fighting was. You know, it's like I don't be understanding the snortion. You know what I'm saying? The snortions. We're getting the things. It's you know what I'm saying. It's their bodies. You know what I'm saying. It's yeah. I talk about a lot of things. You know, I know it's not gonna be in people's favor. I don't be worried about it because I'm just here rambling. That's it. I'm just here rambling. I'm just a random guy that you guys will probably never meet ever. You know, but I know what's wrong with our society, and you guys know too. We all know what's wrong with it. We all know what's wrong with it. Everything. And yeah, we gotta fix it. We have to fix it, or man, I'm not even gonna get on the drugs. Yo, the drugs have done something else to the country. Like, yeah, I didn't think fentanyl was gonna take off the way it took off, um, and it did. It really destroyed everything. It destroyed everything. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I dig it, Brandon. You know what I'm saying? I got baptized last year, and since I got baptized, my life has just been like, being tempted in all kinds of ways. Uh, but no, I gave my life to the Lord a good minute ago. I was on drugs. I was a drug addict. I might not look like a drug addict, but yes, I was a drug addict. Yes, it was. The man of a do. That's what. Nah, but yeah, nah. I was them blue pills. I used to eat them. I didn't smoke them. I ate them. But yeah, I was a drug addict for years. I was homeless. I three of y'all on here. What are you saying? Thank you. But yeah, back in 2011, I caught a self defense case, and I took a man's life, and that really that changed my life a lot. Um, yeah, that changed my life a lot. Sorry, I just got silent on you guys. Um, no, there was a big time where I was scared. I was scared to turn to the Lord after that, even though he kept me from bondage, and you know, just with that whole situation. Uh, uh, a guilty man won't flee, or is it an honest man? An honest man won't flee. Yeah, it was what it was, and I mean, just life. Ooh, it's 10:40. Ooh, I am hungry. I don't need to eat. Close that door. Let me go get my laundry. Starts another one.